German Social Democrat Olaf Scholz said on Wednesday he had reached a coalition deal to form a new government that will try to modernize Europe's largest economy and bring the curtain down on the Angela Merkel era. Scholz's center-left Social Democrats, the Ecologist Greens, and the Libertarian Free Democrats have an alliance with a majority in the lower house of parliament and hopes the government will be sworn in early next month after the parties ratify the coalition pact. The first alliance at a federal level between the ideologically different parties will end 16 years of Merkel-led conservative government, marking a new era for relations with Europe and the rest of the world. Merkel leaves big shoes to fill. Scholz's incoming government faces immediate challenges, with Europe grappling with the fallout from Brexit, a crisis on the European Union's border with Belarus, and surging COVID-19 cases. The World Health Organization said on Wednesday, as children and adolescents are at lower risk of severe COVID-19 disease, countries should prioritize adults and sharing vaccines with the COVAX program to bring supplies to poorer countries. The WHO's interim guidance was issued as more regulatory agencies authorize certain vaccines for use in children, including the United States, China, European Union, India, Israel, and Canada. It said, quote, as children and adolescents tend to have milder disease compared to adults, unless they are in a group at higher risk of severe COVID-19, it is less urgent to vaccinate them than older people, those with chronic health conditions, and healthcare workers. Russia staged military drills in the Black Sea south of Ukraine on Wednesday and said it needed to sharpen the combat readiness of its conventional and nuclear forces because of heightened NATO activity near its borders. Ukraine, which with its ally the United States, has said it believes Russia may be preparing an invasion, staged exercises of its own near the border with Belarus. The increase of military activity on both sides follows weeks of rising tension that have raised the risk of war between the two neighbors, even though Russia denies aggressive intent, while Western sources say they do not see any invasion as imminent. The United States and NATO have signaled their backing for Ukraine in ways that Moscow considers provocative, including through warship maneuvers this month in the Black Sea and a delivery of U.S. patrol boats to the Ukrainian Navy. Interfax reported Russian fighter planes and ships practice repelling air attacks on naval bases and responding with airstrikes during military drills on Wednesday in the Black Sea. The United Nations on Wednesday urged Yemen's warring sides to de-escalate violence a day after one of its agencies warned the conflict will have claimed 377,000 lives by year's end. The Yemeni government, supported by a Saudi-led military coalition, and the Iran-allied Houthi rebels have been embroiled in conflict since 2014, resulting in what the UN calls the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Quote, there is no sustainable military solution to the conflict in Yemen, said UN Special Envoy for Yemen, Hans Grunberg, in a statement. Quote, all warring parties need to de-escalate violence and prioritize the interests of civilians over scoring military wins, he said after a regional tour which included visits to Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Egypt. And India's polluted capital will reopen schools on Monday, 1 week after it announced a partial shutdown over dangerous air pollution levels, authorities said Wednesday. Delhi's state environment minister told journalists that pollution levels in the city had improved in the last 3 days and some of the restrictions would be relaxed. The authorities had announced a shutdown of some coal plants, a ban on entry of non-essential vehicles, construction work restrictions, and urged people to stay indoors as some air pollutants reached more than 30 times the World Health Organization's recommended maximum. Delhi, one of the world's most polluted cities and home to about 20 million people, is covered in a thick blanket of smog every winter after farmers in neighboring northern states burn crop residue.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.